Okay, welcome everybody to Rockstar Stops Wars. We're here with PJ Murphy, the curator of this incredible, beautiful little shop. I know President Macron, but PJ will tell us all about some of the celebrities. And this man, Oscar Wilde, had a huge connection. What was that, PJ?
Well, Oscar Wilde was born in the street in front of me here called Westland Row. And he lived there because his father was a physician, he was an ophthalmologist. And Oscar lived there until he was 1 year old. And then his parents bought the house around the corner, which is the American College now. And his brother, and his sister grew up there. But Oscar used to come in here because his father was an ophthalmologist, and also he used to send Oscar in to collect prescriptions when he was 12 or 13. Oscar's father, of course, was Sir William Wilde, and he was knighted by Queen Victoria, and he was her physician as well. But also he started the Eye and Ear Hospital in Dublin here, and he met Queen Victoria when she came to Dublin with his lovely wife Jane, or Speranza, as she was called because she was a writer.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about the history of the shop and the chemist.
Well, my family bought this chemist in 1845, and then we ran it as a functioning pharmacy from 1847. Before that, for 3 years, the first part of the family, he was a doctor, so he ran it as his consulting rooms for 3 years. And then his son was a pharmacist, whose son was a pharmacist, whose son was a pharmacist. So it ran as a functioning chemist, as we called ourselves then, until 1926, when one of the sons, Lionel, who was the son of Frederick, was at the age of 13. We had the 1916 uprising, and he was sadly shot by a sniper's bullet. His birth was mentioned in the local newspaper, and of course his body was never found, so Frederick went into a depression and died in a psychiatric hospital called Grange Gorman. However, James Joyce made us famous because in chapter 5 in Ulysses, he used to live down the street here, but he mentioned us in the chapter 5, the one called the Lotus Eaters, when Leopold Bloom, one of the main characters, comes in here to buy face cream for his lovely wife Molly, a soprano, and then forgets the prescription. So when the chemist is looking it up in his prescription book, he looks around, the chemist describes the interior, and then he buys a bar of lemon soap for himself, which we sell here all the time. And we have the recipe in chapter 5 in Ulysses as well.
And James Joyce, of course, who was so controversial at the time, but Ulysses, just such a fantastic book. I think you read it 12 times, would that be right?
No, 100 times.
Wow.
And we also read it in 8 languages, because I'm a linguist, I teach languages, but I speak 10. But we do readings here every day of the week. We're open 7 days a week, including Christmas Day. But on Saturday, we read it in English at 11:30, we read it in Portuguese at 4:30, and we read it in French at 6:30. On Sunday, we read it in German at 2, and Monday, we read it in modern Greek at 12:30, and then on 7 on Monday evening, we read Ulysses in Polish. And we have people from the various embassies who come with us and read with us as well. And then Tuesday, we read it in Spanish, and then we also read it in Finnegan's Wake at 7 on Tuesday evening, and then on Wednesday we read it in Italian at 6, and then the rest is in English.
Okay, PJ, thanks so much for that. I know I was in recently, President Macron, I know, has been in, and so many more famous people.
Absolutely. We had hello, how are you? You're very welcome.
Hello.
We're just doing a tiny interview for this.
No, I was here 2 days ago. You're Brandon, right?
Yes, yeah.
We just finished this interview and then we talked to you.
I forgot my ID card here. It's just to check if I
Okay, we
forgot.
got that then.
I'm not